This is a new course, research project. It's a mandatory one. Nothing to get scared of. Obviously, you guys are beginner, but again, level 5 is a big one, mm, better than level 3 and 4. It's just like a thesis, a proposal, and a case study which we're going to study about. It's not difficult. It is only technical. That is, whatever the topic, the domain, the side you're going to select, you need to stick with it because you cannot change it afterwards. The homework, the research needs to be done first, and I'll let you know how we need to do it. Okay. Um, we are going to have total 4 learning outcomes for this course from 1 till LO4 and the respective assessment criteria. We do have the indicative content just right underneath the specifications of assessment criteria, but again, not all the points are there. We are going to do extra research as well. Clear? I'll try to give the points as well so that you know where to go ahead. Nothing is going to be problematic in the end. Unit aims this develops the skills required for the learner to formulate an appropriate question and to design or take a research project to answer the research question. Now, maybe these terminologies are quite new to you, the project, the question, hypothesis, and so on. But in the PPT, the PowerPoint presentation, I tried to explain each and everything so that when we're going to go ahead, it's easy for us. Then it comes with the research and present this to stakeholders. Obviously, the research, the thesis, the proposals which we work on, they are specifically for the organizations, for the entrepreneurs, and the different stakeholders, including the consumers, suppliers, producers, everyone. Okay, we do have the assignment, and this time I'm going to take your assignment. Even the other one, what was that? Sustainability one, managing something like that. Okay, for this course, I'm going to take the assignment brief as well with this side by side. The lectures are going to be according to the brief as well, specification, content, and evidence as well. So everything is going to go side by side. Um, Task 1 is exactly the copycat of your specification from LO1, so nothing to worry. And we have this as a set evidence as well. Again, we need to be very much sure that whatever the topic you want to select, you are quite confident about it. It's just not like randomly you're going to pick it from any of the random series or domain. You need to be know that what's your interest and what kind of research you want to conduct. This is LO1. We will be doing LO1 today and 1.1, but before that, what's the research project? We're going to break down that. Okay. A research project is a structured investigation into a specific topic, problem, or question. Now, the reason to conduct a research is only when there is a gap in the market, in any industry, in the organization, or any problematic area. You need to find out why it happened and what best you can do it for it. That is why we conduct a project, an analysis, a proposal. It involves gathering, analyzing, and interpreting data to generate new knowledge, test a hypothesis, a problem, an issue, or solve a problem. Both are a similar words, hypothesis or a problem, but it has a really important impact in the research project area. This can be conducted in various fields, that is science, business, social sciences, and humanities. That is what I was emphasizing beforehand as well. You need to be sure about the domain. These are the domains which from the topic you can select. If you really want to do research on the science courses, science topics and titles, you can select it. Then goes with the management, business, social sciences, including sociology, zoology, psychology, and humanities, economics, accountants, and so on. It's all up to you. Whatever topic you want to discuss, you want to go with, you can literally discuss with me and I can help you out in selecting the title too. That is least I can do for you people. For individual candidates, because not everyone is going to have same interest. Everyone is going to have different interest. Now there are a few components for the research project, the essentialities. The first is always a title, the topic. A clear and concise topic that defines the research. That is what the research, your whole contribution to the proposal is going to be. You need to be sure about the title. Introduction, background information, research objectives, and the importance of the study. Now, this is what is in the introduction. In general, when we write an answer, I always say to you people to go for the introduction, that's the definition, significance, and example. But when it comes in research project, we need to go for the information in depth of the topic which we have selected. Then what are the maximum objectives 5 till 7 and the significance, who will be benefited with. We need to entitle that in the intro part. Then comes literature review, a summary of existing research related to the topic. Now, your topic's not going to be the unique one, you're not the Einstein or something like that, because we are going to do the secondary research. An important thing. You people are not going to do the primary research, that is doing or selecting the topic for the very first time. We're doing it on a secondary basis. We're going to take help from different papers which are already published. Then comes methodology, the approach used for the data collection, that's qualitative, quantitative, or mixed methods. Um, for the secondary research, it is always recommended to go for the qualitative research rather than the quantitative, because you people cannot have an access of these different softwares which are available on the internet and are with the teachers. So we can only go for the qualitative one, that is all theoretical theory. Data collection and analysis, gathering information through surveys, experiments, case studies, that is already the homework which is done by different researchers and authors. You are going to take insights and helps from it. That is why whenever we write methodology, literature review, there is always citations given with the different paragraphs, that this para is taken from an XYZ source and so on. Today, if you people have time, or tomorrow, or with the next class, it's a task for you people to at least look up at a thesis paper. Just search any topic on the internet, download a paper, or just open it up and see how it looks like. The title, the introduction, you will see by your own self that whatever you're actually seeing at the screen, you're going to see that in the paper too, but in depth version. Papers are of 100 and 200 pages. It depends on the quality. Okay? In this way, you're going to be quite clear that what we're talking about. Because I'm sure in level 3 and 4 we did not did any sort of a course which is related to project management, research, or proposal, or a case study even. Case study is in the managing sustainability, but not these. Okay. Then comes findings and discussion, interpreting the results and comparing them with the existing research. Now, what it means. When you're going to conduct different interviews, surveys, obviously it's going to be a mandation word, not the first hand information. You're going to gather the information as well just to conclude up the results. Conclusion and recommendations, summarizing the study and suggesting future research direction. That is, whatsoever you did in entitled till the findings and discussion, you're going to summarize and scrutinize that in paragraphs. And what insights, what betterments can other people can do from your research, you are going to tell that as well in this heading. Then comes the references, and that's Harvard style for your course and for this degree too. Okay, then comes the project types. Academic research conducted by the students or scholars, for example, dissertations and theses, which you people need to do, but we're not going to do in the professional level. It's just in a general thing, just to make sure that how things are conducted. When I was in my master's and bachelor's, I did the thesis first hand and the primary and the secondary one, all three. Then comes business research, market analysis, competitive research, or financial forecasting. These terminologies were used by me in many of the courses among you people as well in different classes. What it is all, it's all about the research which we do in different categories. If it's about market analysis, it means you're going to commute different markets in the industry and you're going to analyze it. What you're doing the research, that's the business research. Then comes competitor, in the same way your rivals, and financial forecasting, working on your flows, inflows, assets, liabilities, and everything. Then comes scientific research, that is experiments in physics, biology, or medicine, like different modules which we study. XYZ, Maslow hierarchy law. Then there are so many things in physics and bio. I was never a student of it, but there was something in physics. That was the reason I dropped that course, the pendulum one. If you guys remember that, maybe in ninth and
Yes, ma'am.
tenth we did study it. So these things, what were these? These were scientific research. Things were being observed, and then they were concluded in books and paragraphs. Then comes social research. That's the studies on human behavior, culture, social trends, and that's quite interesting one. Why? Because we actually feel the things what are going on in the reality among the humans, among the society and culture, and then we work on it just to make sure that there is a change because of your work. So these are few kinds of research which we can pinpoint while we do it. Now comes LO1 main heading. Now, when you people do your assignment brief, never ever attend the LOs by your own self until and unless it is asked by the questionnaires. You cannot attend it in the answers. Okay, Kra? It is just for your explanation what we're going to study in it, but it doesn't mean that we need to attempt it in the task. Now, the main difference between proposal and project, these are not same, and we will see it how. Now, the proposal is a plan for a research project. Got it? The project, the research project we just did right now, the slides, introduction, title, findings, recommendations, everything, for that we need to do planning as well. You cannot do that randomly. That is what the proposal is. Before working on a thesis, you need to submit a research proposal. What is a research proposal? It is a whole picture skew of thesis, like a summary version of your thesis that's called a proposal. It is written before starting the actual research and is used to gain approval from the supervisors, funding agencies, or academic institutions. Like if you're in your bachelor's era or master's or in any source, you're working on something, you need to first submit the proposal, and then once it is accepted, only then you can conduct the research. And many of the supervisors literally just fail you because of the proposals, and you cannot pursue further with the thesis. It does happen. Now, the project proposal features first is the purpose, reason, to outline what the research will investigate and how it will conduct it. That is why you're doing it, who will be benefited out of it, and how you're going to do it. You need to be very sure about it. Then the length, usually shorter than a full research project, that is a thesis, it's because it's summary version. Content, it includes research questions. The questions, the gaps, mandatory part. The main part is the hypothesis or questions or gap. Objectives, necessary 5 to 7. Methodology, how you're going to do it. Literature review, taking insights from other authors. And expected outcomes, the results which you feel they're going to come out of your research. Approval stage, submitted before conducting the actual research. As I told you earlier as well, you need to submit it to the supervisor. Once it is accepted, then you can conduct proper thesis and so on things. Now comes LO1, assessment criteria 1.1. Develop a series of research objectives to address an identified research problem and issue. Now, obviously, you haven't selected a topic yet. I did corporate social responsibility. It's in the end. It is for you people. You need to study it by your own self, and then we can have discussion on it. Before that, whatever the points were in your indicative content, I tried to help you out in making up the slides, and we can discuss it in detail. The question is all about working on the objectives, the key insights, so that we can work on the problematic parts of the research hypothesis. It is only done once you select the topic, okay? Develop means to identify, build, and extend a topic, plan, or idea. Okay. The step one under the developing research objectives for an identified research problem issue is selecting a research problem issue which you want to work on. To develop effective research objectives, the first step is to clearly identify a research problem or an issue. There should be an area of interest or concern that requires investigation. Now, obviously, whatever you feel like, you can go ahead with the perfection, and the interest lies. Select only that domain because you need to work on it. If you're not able to select it, you're not able to understand stuff while selection, definitely you can tell me and I'll help you out. Key considerations. Relevance. The problem should be significant, that's the importance part. and contribute to existing knowledge or practice. That is, obviously, you're conducting a secondary research. So that is why it should help you in the existing research papers which you already have. Feasibility. The study should be achievable within the available resources and time. Maximum 6 months is more than enough for a proposal. Research gap. Identify what has been studied or needs further exploration. The question one, research gap or question, that is why you are doing it. What were the things which you feel like it wasn't present in your base paper? Base paper is when you're going to conduct your research proposal, definitely you are going to take help from a paper which was already published on the internet. So you're going to take help from it. For example, these could be the topics or domain. If you select anything from the business domain, the topic could be the impact of digital marketing on small business growth in Saudi Arabia. Now, this is the complete title in which you can conduct a research proposal. Then, if you want to select on the education sector, then we can go for the role of technology in improving student engagement in the online learning. Healthcare. The effectiveness of telemedicine in providing healthcare in rural areas of Qatar. See, these are the kinds of topics which you can select, but these are quite the random one. You can take the easiest one as well, you can take the difficult one as well, because obviously you people are doing the secondary research. Then comes number two, identifying research objectives. After the problems and issues, we're going to jump with the objectives. Once the problem is identified, research objectives must be developed to provide a structured approach. Research objectives help define what will be studied and guide the methodology. That is, what XYZ things you're going to do in your proposal, that is what you need to identify in the objectives, and these must be 5 till 7 and maximum 10. Now, the questions could be whatever the title is, you need to relate it with that. What does the researcher wants to find out? See, why you're doing it, you need to know that. Why is this research important? The significance. What outcomes are expected from the research? What will be the final outcome? For example, for the digital marketing impact of the business, small businesses, the one in the business sector topic, how we can take the objectives. Let's have a look on it. To analyze the role of digital marketing in increasing brand awareness for the small businesses. Now, you can relate it to the first question. What does the researcher want to find out? He wants to find out the role of digital marketing in increasing brand awareness for the small businesses. Clear? That is how even you people are going to do it. It is only just a sample for you people. Then what does the researcher want to find out? To evaluate the effectiveness of social media marketing in generating customer engagement. Then to examine the challenges small business faces in implementing digital marketing strategies. Now, all these, it's nothing to learn from it, actually. This is just a sample that how the key questions, the objectives look like when you select a topic. In step one, we did selection of the topic out of these three. The last one, business, education, healthcare domain, I chose the business one for the sample purpose. Then how the question might look like or objectives, these are the samples for it. Then step number three, now, resourcing doesn't always means you're going to work with the financial resource all the time. There are other resources as well, but priority is always given to the budget, the finance. When you're doing the professional research, right now you don't need any budget. Determining the time, it's maximum 6 months, budget, the finance, and resources required is essential to ensure the research can be conducted efficiently. That is, when you do the research, when you're in the organizations or the departments of different university, you are financed by the supervisors and the universities. They give you money, they give you timeline, they give you everything, and then you do it. And those researches are primary one, not the secondary one. We people are doing the secondary. Key consideration is always time frame. That is, how long will the research take, the time limit, budget. Are there costs associated with the data collection service of software? Yes, it is expensive. Softwares are not free. They are paid. Then data collection is expensive because you need time of the people, then the money as well. Data availability. Can the required data be collected within the given constraint? That is whatsoever the objectives you have highlighted. And step number two, will you be able to achieve it or not? That's also an important question. Okay. Then comes step number four, assessing skills and knowledge. A researcher should assess whether they have access to the expertise, literature, and tools needed for conducting the research. Um, Right now I'm with you people. That is why it's going to be easy to go for the research proposal. But when you're doing it all alone, it's very difficult because everything is literally widely open and accessible on the internet, and we have to select it within the domain. Now, I'll be helping you out what topic you need to select, whatever the interest you have, and then we can shape things accordingly. So, key consideration is, does the researcher have expertise in the subject area? That is, you people are doing the degree in business and management, so I would recommend to do the research in these courses, whatever you want to. Otherwise, the instinct of your likes and hobbies, which you really want to do it or pursue in your further life, you can even do research on that. Are there credible sources available for the literature review? That is authentic links. If you remember managing information and knowledge, we talked about the validity, viability, authenticity of the data. That is the credibility of the sources, where you're going to extract the information, whether that's correct or not. Is specialized software or statistical tools required? Again, this is not for your level, but again, when I did, because I'm an econometrics, in that the tools are first expensive. Secondly, it's like literally the most difficult part of a research because you need to apply everything on the stats, different modules, methods, and then the final results and outcomes come. It is very difficult. For your level, it's not going to be mandatory. We're only going to highlight what kind of method we need to use. I'll show you the samples. Now we're going to do step 5. That's formulating the research problem and scope. That is amalgamating every step. A clear statement of the research problem helps in defining the study's boundaries. Now, whatever the title you have selected in the step 1, you need to be very much sure about the issues and problem associated with it because we need to just confine that in few paragraphs. The key aspects for it. Scope of the study. What will be covered and what will be excluded? These are very important things. I'll show you how in the next slides. Things which are need to be included and excluded. Because we did the research, but what's the important part and the importance which holds the whole study, we need to highlight that. Expected contribution. How will the research add value to existing knowledge? Now, existing knowledge means the base paper which you have already selected for the research, and because only then you can go for the research proposal, na? Uh, because that's the gap. You feel like there was something lacking in that paper and you need to work on it, and it's possible. That is what you need to do in the expected contribution. Then example statement for the that's example which we have selected for the topic from the business area, digital marketing impact of the business. Small businesses. This study aims to explore how digital marketing strategies affect small businesses in Saudi Arabia, focusing on the brand awareness. If you remember, these were the terms in my objectives as well. Same things I need to highlight that in the statement as well of my research problem. Customer engagement and implementation challenges. You can even see that again. This is how you have to relate that back again and again. See, existing knowledge, then engagement, everything is over here. Yeah. The research will exclude large corporation. The amalgamation which we just read down, the scope of the study, what will be included and what will be excluded. The research will exclude large corporation, that is the big company, and we're going to work on SMEs. And that is also quite viable from the topic as well. Operating in retail and service sectors. This is how you actually state your whole statement of the research proposal. Now, everything is clear from this. I hope it is clear to you people as well. The topic is digital marketing. We are going to work on SME specifically. Everything is quite clear and literally visible from the statement. That is how you also work on the topic, whatever you have selected as a statement. Everything should be clear. What will be the domain? What will be the topic excluded, included? Everything should be clear within these 3 to 4 lines. Developing research objective is a crucial step in ensuring a structured and effective research process. That is obviously the whole domain lies between objectives and the questions and the significance. By carefully selecting the research problem, the title, defining clear objectives, assessing resources, setting clear boundaries, researchers can conduct meaningful and impactful studies because there are plenty of researchers available and they did literally things which are not acceptable by the society. So when you really want to do it on the professional level, you need to be sure that whatever the work you're doing, it is helpful for other people as well. And it's going to be helpful for you people as well, because when you're going to select a topic and a base paper, definitely you're going to select from the authentic authors, authentic titles, and we're going to work for the proposal, which is a summary version of your thesis. Clear?
Now, ma'am, can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
repeat once again? Sorry, ma'am, I couldn't understand.
What exactly you didn't understand,
Oh,
Rosa?
ma'am, you just said about you said something about authentic research or authentic. This one I did get it actually. You said about these available, not like an acceptable by the society, something you were talking about.
I just talked about that there are so many researchers who do the research, but it's not literally healthy for the society, and people don't like those kind of work. So when you really want to
Oh,
pursue in these fields, like if you really want to, it's in a professional way, then you can need to work on the proper topics and titles, and you can change literally the society. Because when you are going to select a base paper for your research proposal, definitely you're going to take the help from the authentic authors and the papers which is already published on the internet. Clear now?
yes, ma'am. Now it's clear.
Okay. Till slide 17, this was your lecture. From your indicative content, suggested evidence, and everything. We even did a topic example, small business one. Now, in this whole course, what the topic I selected is CSR, because already you people are familiar with this course, and I am too working under this topic. That is why I selected this, so that it is easy for you to understand and populate things. Okay? These things are need to be read by you people, but if you want, I can do that as well. Till 17th slide, we did the lecture that's complete. In the next class, we can just read out this example. Otherwise, the slides are going to be with you. You can do it as well. The steps which we just did in LO 1.1, these are those, but I have already selected a topic. That's CSR. Okay, nothing is new, nothing is out of the way. But if you want, I can do that in the next
Okay,
class. Okay,
ma'am. Better do it. Like it'll
I'll
be
do
easier
it. No
for us.
problem.
How we will just.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay,
No
ma'am. Yeah.
problem. Okay.